Our stream is good?
Many accolades and celebration.
Half a day and good morning. Thank you for joining us here at Kandit News. I'm Johnnie Rosario.
And I'm Torres. Thank you so much for joining us. It is Monday, July 17, 2023, and we have a morning filled with news talk, crime reports, and what we like to refer to as fluff news. Just the fun stuff.
We're back, guys.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back. We've been getting lots of messages about how come you guys aren't doing shows. And, well, we fell back on a lot of writing, which takes up a lot of time. But we are now dedicated to a 10 a.m. morning show every weekday where you might see Johnnie and I together. You might see just Johnnie. You might see just me. You're definitely going to see guests in studio as we talk about the issues of the day. And so when we come back from this first commercial break, we will bring you our first line of news talk and bring on Saipan Senator Selena Roberto Babalta. Welcome back. This News Talk segment brought to you by 76 Circle K Guam, and with their leaderboard today, don't let lack of discipline limit your life. Can we throw that up for people to see? Don't let lack of discipline. No, we don't have it. It's all right. It's all right. You can find it on Kandit. Anyway, if you want to help us to keep the lights on, just go to our website, kanditnews.com, and on the upper right hand of the page, click on Donate.
Yes.
And you can donate by either PayPal or by credit or debit card.
Yes, and the great thing, guys, you can also do a monthly donation or every 3 months, whatever you can do to help Kandit.
It can be $1, $5 every month. It can be $25,000. Now, we're not going to do anything in return. Like, if you end up in the magistrate's reports after you make that donation, we're going to have to put you in the magistrate's reports. There's no tit for tat here. So, make the donation and just be a good citizen, and we'll be good to go.
Yes.
Our first news talk item is for the CNMI. What seems to be a big deal over there. Now, let's set the stage for this, right? They have a severe financial crisis. They have a severe economic crisis.
Yes.
There was many years of a whole lot of gaslighting by the former administration about.
Watching or listening and watching, talking to people. What bothers me or rubs me the wrong way is no one's bringing up why they're in this crisis.
I know, right?
Yeah, like, hello, Ralph, Torres, and company.
So, if I were to advise Governor Palacios anything, it'd be please constantly remind
Remind everybody
where this problem came from.
Right.
Otherwise, there's going to be some issue. People are going to start to blame you, Governor Palacios, and you're
already
you're
it's
young
happening.
there. And people have to remember that what he's doing is cleaning up the mess
Yes.
that the previous administration left behind. And let's not forget the new Senate, which is now under coalition control, and the new House of Representatives also under coalition control. They have to clean up a mess. They have to discover
Yes.
the problems, because
And they have to also remind everybody where this mess came from.
exactly. And there's been so much of the, where are the solutions to
Right.
these problems? Part of the solution is speaking up. Part of the solution is shining the light on what the problem is. Why is that important? Why is that a solution? Because it helps to deter this behavior from happening in the future. But
Correct.
Senator Selena Roberto Babauta says she's taking solutions one step further, and she has introduced legislation that will create a statute that many other places have. And it's to establish a captive insurance. It's to allow captives. And we had this discussion during our dry run for this show last week. We had a
Yeah.
dry run just to make sure everything went all right. And we were talking about how it is a captive industry in the CNMI would benefit the C. So essentially what would happen is big companies, right? They want to insure something like their property or the typhoon insurance, whatever the case may be. They need insurance. Rather than paying premiums to an insurance company, which can be expensive, what they do is they self-insure. They put money away in a bank. It's regulated. They cannot touch it. Otherwise, whatever. They get tax breaks on the use of that capital for the self-insurance. It's a captive. And so no statute exists in the CNMI right now. Senator Selena Roberto Babauta is proposing that one exists. I believe it's Senate Bill number 35. Is that correct, Senator?
It's actually Senate Bill 2341.
Oh, pardon me, 2341. Thank you so much for joining us, Senator Selena Babauta. It's Johnnie and I here with you this morning.
Hi, Hafaday, buenas, Kandit, and the people of Guam.
Buenas. Buenas, Hafaday. And you know what? Biba, Our Lady of Mount Carmel, her feast day was yesterday, the patroness of the CNMI.
Yes, Viva Biden de Cutman.
I knew that there was a Chamorro somewhere there. I knew there was a Chamorro way. Thank you. So, Senator, tell us about your captive insurance bill, and then we'll have questions for you.
Sure. This was actually a concerted effort with several members of the legislature. We've been in discussions for several weeks now. Members including Senator Donald Miglogna, Senator Paul Miglogna, Representatives BJ Attal, John Paul Sablon, Manny Castro. And captives insurance has been around, actually, Troy, for 40 years, at least 40 years, and 90% of Fortune 500 companies have one or more captive insurance companies. In 2020 and 2021 alone, over 200 new captives were formed worldwide. And this translates to over nearly $3.5 billion dollars in captive insurance premiums. And related to our region here in Micronesia, FSM has captive insurance industries, and the CNMI is only now playing catch up to the world and to FSM. FSM generates at least $17 million in revenue from their captives.
How do they do that? How do they generate that money? Like, what's the process here?
So captives insurance is a type of self-insurance. It's tailored to the parent company. It is a legitimate insurance company owned by its parent company, and it can only insure its parent company, its subsidiaries or groups of companies, and it allows the company who owns the captive to mitigate its risks and its subsidiaries. It is regulated by the insurance division of the Department of Commerce, according to the legislation that I drafted in consultation with others. And in speaking with industry experts or those who have an interest in forming captives. We have at least two already from off island who are interested and are closely watching, monitoring when this bill would be introduced. So after I introduce it, I will be going out and meeting with companies here locally. As we know, homegrown companies are actually the companies that sustain our economy, while we bring in investors to help bridge the gap a little bit.
I have two questions. Who are those two companies, and also, are there companies in the CNMI aside from Joten and Tan Holdings that would have the sort of cash on hand capital to self-insure? And then Johnnie has a question as well.
The two companies, I'm not allowed to reveal them at this time. We're still discussing it. They're still reviewing the bill when I drafted it, but they are very, very interested. One of them is from Guam. One of them is from Japan.
Okay.
Very large companies. Joten manages Pacific Insurance, so they would be a reinsurer. That Pacifica Insurance would be a reinsurer of the company, Joten Enterprises. But they can certainly open up their own captive insurance. It benefits them. Yes, there are other companies who I think can benefit tremendously from this, and I already have a businessman in mind that I'd like to meet with. I'm also planning to meet with a reputable tax consultant to give me a approximate figure as to how much we can realize in revenue, so that this, it's a buy-in for the House to approve it once we vote for it, approve it in the Senate. Yeah.
Okay, Johnnie has a question.
Okay,
Sure.
can you just explain to me how this benefits the people of the CNMI? Like, if it's in taxes, how does it go back to the people?
Very good question, Johnnie. So there's potential. This is not a end-all or cure-all, end-all type of legislation. It needs constant nurturing based on the evolving needs of businesses, but certainly we can tax the premiums that companies pay. We have fees that are incorporated into the legislation that can be charged to the companies to apply for it, including to work on their application, to vet the application. It's in the legislation that the Department of Commerce can hire external help, and that will be charged to the company. Also, it creates jobs for our community, and whatever excise profits they have, they normally, fund community projects, and that's how it benefits the community.
I have a question about the practical application of it. So let's say, I'm just going to pull this one out of my hat, okay? Let's say IP&E Global or Philippines wants to open a captive, and they want to self-insure their infrastructure against typhoon damage to the tune of $50 million in capital stored away in a bank, and they choose to do it in CNMI rather than FSM, let's just say, or rather than Philippines or Japan, let's just say, right? Mm-hmm. So they open a $50 million captive. Does that mean that they deposit $50 million into a bank somewhere in Saipan, and it's held there under some sort of regulation by the insurance commissioner of the CNMI? And then if that's the case, does that mean that whatever bank that is now has the ability to write that much more in loans that would benefit the people of the CNMI?
You're absolutely correct, Troy.
Okay.
The legislation does require the company who opens up a captive insurance company to deposit the funds in an FDIC-insured bank licensed to do business here in the CNMI. And also in terms of tourism, it also benefits our tourism industry in that in the legislation, the board of directors are required to have their at least one board of directors meeting annually here in the CNMI.
Okay, so then I want to play devil's advocate on the other side of this thing, right? Is does this open the door to bad actors? And if so, how is this regulated in such a way that the Sinamay government mitigates its risk of having a bad reputation for welcoming? I'm thinking about like look at the casinos that have or the casino that has given the Sinamay a black eye, right? I'm thinking along those lines. Does your bill call for the establishment of rules and regulations, enforcement, et cetera, et cetera?
Yes, most definitely. And in fact, because I'm so passionate to establish this industry in the CNMI, I have already started working on the regulations. It's actually a job for Commerce, but I want to assist them so that there is no delay. But you're right. It does. And I'm sorry, what was your main question again?
Whether, establish or having the statute would open the door for bad actors, and if so, how do you mitigate that risk against a bad reputation for the CNMI?
It is nearly impossible to have bad actors open up captives insurance companies here because every year they're required to undergo an audit from an external certified auditing company. There's it's in the statute actually, and it will be a part of the regulations as well.
You're talking about like a Deloitte and Touche or an Ernst and Young or something
correct.
like that? Okay.
And the legislation also allows the insurance commissioner or the Secretary of Commerce to hire independent experts to vet the applications.
Okay.
And that will be charged against the company. So, the risks are minimal to the CNMI government is how I see it.
Okay. All right.
That's great news.
Johnnie said that's great news.
In spite of our struggles, financial struggles today, Troy, I'm excited for the successes of our future.
Well,
I really am.
when does this go for a public hearing or to the Senate floor for a debate? What are the next steps here?
So I pre-filed it. Unfortunately, we have a Senate session this morning and it didn't make it on the agenda. The legislative assistants were reformatting because I gave it to them in raw Word document, and they have to reformat it in a bill format. So that took a little bit of time, and it didn't make it on today's agenda, but I'm pretty certain it will make it on the next session's agenda.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Let us know so we can follow this and
so we can cover that section.
Yeah, because I think a lot of the concerns will come from insurance companies that are there already.
Oh, that's a really good point.
It benefits them as well because they are reinsurers. I can't stress the importance and the benefits of this, great benefits to locally established or well-established insurance companies because they act as reinsurers, as I mentioned, and it's actually they are the insurance companies for the insurers. It transfers the risk to another company to reduce the likelihood of large payouts for a claim. That's their role.
Senator, I'm sure you have your detractors, especially on social media. So let's clear this out right now. Is this special interest legislation for any company or any person that you're financially tied to? Do you stand to benefit financially, politically, in any way from the introduction of this legislation?
Not at all, Troy. I have no financial benefit from any company here in the CNMI except my own small business of house rentals. That's the only company that I'm tied to. Aside from that, it's just really I'm trying to. We've been pulling our hair trying to figure out how to, bring in fresh revenue. To the CNMI, given our financial struggles, and this is one of them. And this, I might add, is just one of the initiatives that I have planned. There are others that I'm still working on.
Okay.
We've already brought the Cortec Foundation and scholarship to high school students, graduating high school students of the CNMI, and that builds workforce capacity by educating our community and our students and our children. This is creating this captive insurance bill, diversifies our economy, and we can't rely solely and wholly on the fickle and vulnerable tourism industry. It fluctuates.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Senator, for your time. I know you have to get into session. We appreciate your time very much. Na ianimo. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
That's Senator Selena Roberto Babalta on the line with us to talk about her captive insurance bill, which will be making its way through the Senate process.
Makes sense.
It sounds like it. I think I got to do more research on it because it's just such a difficult topic for me to understand.
But I just want to know the basic.
general, right? Yeah.
So I don't need to leave it to the professionals, and Miss Selena, she's a professional. She's been fighting for the CNMI, finding ways. She's been fighting since the last regime that was in, and so she went from the House to the Senate. So I'm pretty sure she's crossed her T's, dotted her I's, and this lady finds solutions every time.
And she's on a track.
Yes.
And when she fixes her eyes on something,
yes,
it's probably gonna happen.
Yes. Yeah.
Probably without a doubt.
Next up, we have the governor responding about the schools.
Well, I wanted to make. You've been seeing the emails that have been coming in, right, from both Adelup and Senator Chris Barnett.
Sorry, no.
No, you haven't been looking at
I see it come, and I'm like, nope, not today.
Exactly. That's what I do as well. But you see the headlines, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, come on now.
Yeah.
And it's all about the schools. It's all about whatever that they're criticizing each other about.
Yes.
The latest is the schools. So as all of that's happening, the Guam Daily Post, they did a good story. Jolene Tovis did a good story to give us a summary of what is the latest with public schools. And the situation is stark. Can you just read this story?
Yes. As the Guam Department of Education edges closer to August 9 start date of the school year, the governor said many campuses will remain shut for up to a year from now because of the date that senators set for local schools to comply with minimum health and safety standards.
Can we stop there? The governor is saying that the reason the schools are going to be shut for a year is because of the minimum standards that the senators set. No, Governor. It's not because of the minimum standards that the senators set. It's because the schools suck.
Yeah.
And they're unprepared.
Yes.
And they are not suitable for the safety of kids, teachers, and staff.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I mean, she's just
It
so
hasn't
off
been
there.
for years, but she's not the.
It's not just her.
It's not just Governor.
It didn't start with her, but she's been in office for 5 years.
Correct.
And she's also had the money for the past 2 years.
Yes. And also,
I'm sorry, for the past year.
Also, DOE also has had a big because of COVID.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they're doing, why it wasn't done. It's just.
You're talking about the ESFS
all
or
of that.
SF
I
money.
think that money was allowed to fix schools and do whatever they needed to do. So I'm not sure where the grant office was or however they were supposed to spend that money.
Overtime. They were.
Yeah, Eric's prim and it's overtime. I'm just watching this. All my kids have attended public school. They're all there. Like my oldest is 28 already, so they've been to public school since kindergarten, and it's the same.
So when your oldest was in high school at Simon Sanchez High School?
No, she went to Ukadu, when it first opened.
Oh, so okay,
and
so she was.
I found a way.
She was okay.
We weren't even allowed to go to that school because we were out of district, but because it was brand new. I found a way to get my girl there. So she was the first bulldog, the real bulldog to graduate from 9th grade all the way to 12th grade.
But so it was your son who was at Sanchez?
Michael John transferred to Sanchez because we moved to G.
And so the conditions at Sanchez were already such that it should have been closed back then.
The conditions at Sanchez were bad when I went there.
Yeah.
When I was going
Like
there.
George Washington High School, Ocean View Middle School, which at our time was Ocean View High School.
Yeah.
Inarahan Middle School, Agata Johnston.
Yep.
All of these schools should have been closed down a long time ago. I had a
Right.
discussion with Angelo Andres, a JFK teacher at the
Yes.
gym yesterday. It was yesterday or Saturday, I can't remember. Anyway, so, you know, he asked, what do you think about this? I said, honestly, Angelo, I'm not surprised whatsoever. Like, it's about time
Yeah, I
that these
want them
schools
to
are
fight
being
about
shut
it
down.
so something can be done. What I don't get is, you know, every school has their issues, right? Why not, you know, when you renovate your home and you can't leave you can't go and rent another house, so you stay in your home and you just start doing pieces. Like, why wasn't that done? Our kids deserve it.
For a long time, it was money, but they can't make that excuse in the
Right.
past few years.
Okay, let me finish
Yeah.
this, okay? Because this was a really good article. One of the next public forums for government officials to discuss how soon schools can reopen for in-person instruction will be a roundtable meeting hosted by the Office of the Attorney General, which has filed charges surrounding the issuance of sanitary permit it alleged was done in violation of the law. Okay. Governor Lou Leongoro on Sunday informed Attorney General Douglas Moylan that regrettably neither she nor Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio would be able to attend the meeting. She didn't provide a reason for the absence or disclose if a representative will be attending in their place. Okay, let's just stop there.
I'm not surprised that they're not going.
Governor, zoom it in. ZOOM. And we all know about Zoom. She's done it. I don't know why she can't attend a Zoom meeting, but I think we all need to come to some kind, or not me, because, you know, whatever, but come.
We're just the media. We just complain about it.
We need to all come in. Do we really care about the kids? Don't worry, you will get the credit that you want, you know. If you can't be there, I know Josh would love to be there.
But why isn't he going?
I don't know. She's the boss. She's the boss. If you told me you're not going, I'm not going.
So it's disheartening that the administration, well, maybe they're going to send people. I don't
hope
know.
so.
I don't know. Maybe they are going to zoom in.
Yeah.
Or maybe they don't want to play second fiddle to the Attorney General.
Yeah.
That's
not
probably,
conforming.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah. Well, so guys, our schools.
Oh, page 6. Oh, it's bad. There's a list. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3.
Yes, Tier 1 is opening on time, August 9th. Okay? And I only know that.
No. So I think there's a little bit of a misnomer. I don't think those schools have been inspected yet. They believe that they're going to open on August 9.
Or within 2 weeks after.
They believe it based on their own assessment using public health rules, but they don't know what the inspectors are going to do. Sometimes the inspections are arbitrary. You know, like sometimes you have inspectors just making stuff up, and it affects things, right?
Oh, like the inspector.
Inspector Gadget.
No, what's the name of that? He's the one. The lady, they were paying Chinese, or Chinese were paying them.
Oh yes,
Remember?
yes, we did that
She
story.
ran for senator.
No, she didn't. Oh,
and
she pulled out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Because she
forgot
got
about
Troyed.
that. So.
Yeah.
So
Destroyed.
those 15 schools in Tier 1, they're not guaranteed to open
And okay,
on time.
so I believe that that's what they were inspected, but I guess I'm wrong, right? So, middle school. There's a middle school in here, Onsalon Middle School. Okay.
In Tier 1.
This is my major concern. My daughter's going to be 7th grade. We have a choice for her to stay here or move to the States to attend school because it's better. Education's better. I'm pretty sure the food that they eat, I'm pretty sure they're not
Oh
running.
my gosh, the food. Our poor public school kids.
I know, guys, I know. Makes me want to open a cafeteria.
Bring back the cafeteria, ladies.
You know, so
For
you know,
crying out
and I'm
loud.
pretty sure a lot of parents have. There's parents that have this option to send their children off, right? To whether
A lot of people are leaving off. I
yes, but what for those kids that don't have that option? You know, so many teachers we know have taken money from their own pocket to buy fans for their classroom, to buy supplies for their classroom, even to feed the children in their class that they know when they leave the school, they're hungry.
Or to take them to brush their teeth.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
there's a school, I'm not going to say what school because I don't want to
Yeah.
victimize this community, right? There's a school that opens at 4 in the morning quietly so that
They can
kids
shower.
so they can shower. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
So,
is-
you guys, I think us as parents, public school parents, I think everybody needs to speak up.
I, as a proud non-parent, also am speaking up. Because even though I don't like being in the vicinity of children for a very long time, I wholeheartedly believe in their public education.
Okay,
wholeheartedly.
that's phase 1, August
Can
9th,
you-
or
can you-
within
can you read those
2
schools?
weeks. It's Attica Elementary, Carbolito.
which is a school that has
Just- that's
maintenance.
brand new, you
yeah,
guys.
It has its maintenance by contract, right?
Okay,
Attica, yeah,
yeah. They're like a public partnership, right?
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carbolito Elementary,
Okay.
Harry S. Truman,
Okay.
Juan Inalahan Elementary,
Okay.
Juan M. Guerrero. Okay. Okay, I've been to Juan M. Guerrero. Okay?
This is the place that needs the walkways, right?
The ceiling's falling. It's all falling.
Do you think maybe they used some of the money to mitigate it?
No, they didn't. They didn't
They
fix
haven't
that.
fixed it?
Maybe FEMA did it while they were there using the cafeteria. But I don't know. MU Lujan, Marcel Sablan, Marito Martyr Elementary, Talafofo Elementary. That's all elementary, guys. Antalan Middle School is the only middle school on this.
That is a new school, but it doesn't have a public-private maintenance contract, right?
Antalan?
Yeah, I don't think it has the
It
public-private
is
maintenance.
not a new school.
Well, it's a refurbished school.
Yeah.
They rebuilt the main area. Yeah.
Ukadu High, JFK, JP Torres.
Ukudu and JFK both have their own maintenance, private sector maintenance, right? Yeah.
JP Torres, Southern High, and Teton High.
And Teton High that's the Cortec one,
Yeah.
maintenance by Cortec.
Yes.
I'm surprised at Southern High, that they're on tier 1. That's surprised. Good job, Southern High.
Okay, phase 2. Phase 2 are schools projected to be ready to open 3 weeks to 2 months after August 9.
And let's do that. What are you going to do in between? So it's online classing?
They didn't say.
Online classes?
They haven't figured it out yet, but most likely online. It is Agania Heights Elementary, Astumbo, CL Titano,
Astumbo what?
Astumbo Elementary.
Elementary. That's not a new one, right?
No. Or yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Is Astumbo Elementary and Middle, they're both new?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I mean, when I say new, I mean over the last decade or so.
CL Titano, Chief Brody, Finnegaden, LBJ, Intimaning, Machinauno, Maria Ujoa, Ordot Chalampago, PC Lujan, and Wedding Gel. And then Ocean View Middle.
So two
I
of
think for
those-
the first 2 to 3 months, they're going to be online. I do not want my child online.
Yikes.
Yeah.
One of those schools is the one I was talking about that opens at 4 in the morning.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay, phase 3. They might, like, this is, you know, even DOE does it. Like, we never get a definite, like, ever. All programs, we're working on it. You guys are gonna have this program and it's coming.
They may
but we
be
don't know
working.
when.
They may be working overtime on it.
Okay, guys. Phase, they're working overtime. Phase 3, schools anticipated to open might be ready 3 months or more.
Those kids are going to be happy.
Price Elementary, DL Paris, JQ San Miguel. Look what's on here. League One Elementary.
That's a
That
new school. Yeah.
is new.
Yeah. I wonder what the problem is there.
It was brand new when Joshua Boy, so 16 years. He's 16, so mine plus 5. Yeah, a little
11
over
years.
a decade. Yeah. Tamuning Elementary, Upi Elementary. I love Upi. Agata Johnston, Astumbo Middle, Inarahan Middle.
Astumbo is in one of those new schools.
Inalahan. I'm sorry. Jose Rios. This is Dedido Middle, but they call it Beneventi Middle now, right? and then George Washington.
Oh, Benevente, that's a bad one.
Yeah, BNS.
GW is among the worst.
Yeah, even their stuff's falling.
Yeah, their railing has been about to fall since the 1980s.
And the railing, that means the railing on the second floor,
Yeah.
that's where the kids walk.
Yeah. I'm told a couple of people have actually fallen off, but like because they're like, you know, hard, they it wasn't reported. And this was from someone who went there in the 1990s, so there you
guys,
go.
so, you know, I think everything's coming to a head on our issues here on Guam. And
Sad. It's sad.
Really sad.
Tomorrow there's a
I wish
roundtable.
we could all work together.
The Attorney General is trying to get everyone together. There's a roundtable tomorrow that he's hosting. I can't remember what time that is. We'll try to get that to you. And I know this because I asked Senator Chris Barnett to come on to our 10 a.m. show tomorrow, but he has a 10 a.m. hearing regarding the schools at that time. So we'll probably get him later in the week. On Wednesday, we are likely going to be talking about a very big issue involving the military buildup in a story that will likely break on Kandit Tuesday night. So stay tuned for that. And we'll try to come back to this education issue sometime this week with Senator Chris Barnett or someone else who might be, or maybe the Attorney General will be able to come on to the show with us. When we come back, we'll bring you the magistrate's reports. Thank you so much for joining us for this news segment brought to you by 76 Circle K. We'll be back. Stick with us.
Just what it.
I feel that this environment is for anybody that wants to try something new. Whether it is CrossFit or powerlifting, we offer a safe space for someone who's never been athletically inclined to try something that they've never done before.
Welcome back, and thanks for joining us, guys. We'll just get right into it. We have,
2 magistrates.
drum roll, please. Just kidding, guys. Yeah, never mind. Rakina J-Pot Okaruru.
Also known as Puastiga. Puastiga? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name, ma'am.
she slammed her car
Allegedly.
into someone at a stop sign.
This is an aggravated assault case from last year, right? And she was picked up. I guess she was picked up this year, and the Attorney General is saying she needs to be confined. It's one of those pretrial release
her
things.
rap sheet is so far. Like, so she has a lot of arrests.
So she was recently apprehended.
Yes.
For violations of pretrial release conditions, and she's on pretrial release for this 2022 alleged aggravated assault.
Yeah.
And it was use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony. The deadly weapon was a car.
Yes. So after her 2018 cases that she was convicted of,
Family
she
violence,
was
right?
arrested numerous times in 2021, 2022, and then one more.
I think 2017 as well.
Yeah, but that's prior.
It ranges from 2017 through 2022. There are 5 arrests, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And so last year, she was arrested for and charged with aggravated assault. And whoever the judge was agreed to pretrial release conditions on personal recognizance. And so the Attorney General, the police, they picked her up.
Also driving while impaired.
On driving while impaired.
Yeah.
So the police picked her up. The Attorney General is going to court and saying, please, judge, do not release her from jail this time.
The incident happened April 1st, 2022.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, she admitted to the driving the car, but told the interviewing officer that she didn't hit the victim with the keychain. She allegedly assaulted the victim, the person she just
hit with the car. Allegedly hit with the car.
Yeah.
'Cause she was mad that the guy was in the way of the car.
I don't know. She says she didn't hit the victim with the keychain. The officer pointed out that he never mentioned the victim was hit with the keychain. She told on herself. Oh my goodness.
All right.
Yeah.
So the AG is hot on this whole catch, release, reoffend.
Yes.
And so there you have it. There are a couple other magistrates reports today, but we didn't have the. That's an old mugshot of Reykina.
Yeah.
The Department of Corrections says yet to turn over the mugshots for the weekend magistrates. This is where this is coming from.
Because Major is off island.
Major Anton Uggan is off island, and so
things don't really work well when he's not around.
Yeah. A bunch of people at DOC just went crazy when he said that. So we don't have a mugshot for the next one, but what we do have is a surveillance photo from the Home Depot of the alleged accomplice and the $5,000 worth of merchandise. And in the middle of that, what is that, Gain laundry soap? Well, I'm curious what they needed at their house, because you said that Honda thing is a generator.
Yes.
That's probably like $3,000 or something, or $1,800 or something, right? What is in there? Because they said like $5,000 worth of stuff.
$3,000.
Oh, $3,000.
Yeah, it's there in the Maggies.
So they arrested a guy named Joshua Westfall, and it's because on July 13, and this is the thing that was going around on social media. Officers responded to Home Depot, where it was reported that a male pointed a handgun at Home Depot staff. Officers met with the reporting person who informed officers that he and his coworker observed the male going around the store, placing items into his cart, proceed down aisle 1, and exited the store. This reporting person and his coworker followed the man out of the store, and the reporting person attempted to take control of the cart. The man stepped back, reached under his shirt with his left hand, and pulled out what appeared to be an M9 Beretta. I don't know what that is.
It's a gun.
The reporting person and his coworker went back into the store, and the reporting person called the police. The items that they took allegedly were a Honda generator and a Jackery portable power station. What is that?
I think you charge it, and you can take it around, almost like a portable charger.
Among other items, the male individual was described to be wearing a white Adidas hat. Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Blue shirt and blue jeans, and fled the area. Review of surveillance footage showed confirmation of the event. Footage also showed a white Mazda 3 come behind the male, stop for a few minutes, and proceed down Hotel Mayana's entrance, though the male was not visible. Guam police traced the vehicle to the owner, who informed officers that Joshua Sablan Westfall, the defendant, was gifted the vehicle by her. This is why people, you have to do that whole registration exchange thing whenever you're going to do your own car swap thing or whatever. Just make sure that you do that registration thing at relevant times, because you don't know what the next person is going to do with the car.
They probably went to arrest the owner of that car.
Probably. And the owner was like,
Yeah.
wait, I sold it. Here's the bill of sale.
Yeah.
Officers advised defendant of his Miranda rights and interviewed the defendant, Joshua Westfall. Westfall identified the male individual as Ed St. Augustine. Can you put, yeah, thank you.
So I've known Ed since I was 12 years old. He stays in the village. I know him, his brothers, his sisters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're, you know.
Do you recognize that that's Ed?
It does not look like when they said it was him. I'm looking. I'm like, wow, he looks so different.
But do you think that is him?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Looks like him.
What did he look like before?
He was a lot thinner, but yeah.
He was thinner before?
Yeah.
Defendant stated he dropped Ed St. Augustine at 2 Home Depot and waited for him in the parking lot. Westfall stated he saw Ed St. Augustine pushing a shopping cart and followed the man to the entrance of Hotel Mayada. The man further stated Ed St. Augustine got into Westfall's car, unloaded the gun, and Westfall dropped Ed St. Augustine home and helped him offload the items from Home Depot. Westfall stated he knows the items were stolen, and by the way, Ed St. Augustine rushed to place the items in the car, but Westfall did not know Ed St. Augustine was going to steal from Home Depot or bring a gun. The total cost of the items is approximately $3,100, according to the officer's report. He was charged with complicity to commit robbery as a second-degree felony. I think that carries like a lot of years in jail or in prison.
Especially, be careful who you go with. You can be charged it's like you did the robbery yourself.
Yeah, and then
When you're a getaway driver.
And the other thing, I'm not trying to make things difficult for the criminal justice system, but in view of what our rights are as U.S. citizens,
You have the right to remain silent.
please, just, I mean, it's just such a basic right. Your right to remain silent.
It's kind of hard to remain silent when the cops
pressure.
they're like, you're going to go to jail for 50 years if you don't tell us what you're going to jail anyway, homie.
Just wait for your lawyer to give you the legal
Yes,
advice,
yeah, correct.
Just wait for your lawyer. I mean, if you're dead to rights, guilty, just wait for your lawyer.
Yeah.
Let your lawyer do all the talking. Maybe you can negotiate if you're a meth addict who was a party to a crime or whatever. Maybe you can negotiate in rehabilitation. Just don't give away the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, it's there in the writing. You even initial, you have the right to remain silent.
You know what I wonder sometimes, though, in these things where they say that there was an admission, was the admission made before the Miranda rights?
Yeah.
And it doesn't say in the magistrate's reports.
I think the only reason it's supposed to be after they're not even supposed to. That Miranda rights is supposed to come first.
Yeah.
Okay, but because of all of our bad actors in the Guam Police Department, you don't know what. Not only Guam, everywhere in the United States, right? It's all convoluted.
Yeah.
You don't know what to believe.
Yeah. Maybe we should, on these crime reports, you know how Bob Klitsky in the beginning of his show, he lays out what the Second Amendment is?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should do a whole, you have a right to remain silent thing.
Yeah.
That's a big deal here.
Yeah.
It really is. When we come back, we will bring you the third and final segment of our show. We got some birthdays. There was a wedding that we went to over the weekend. We'll give you tax refund information and the APL Oceania. There's one more. Oh, shoot, I'm so sorry. There is one. Thank you so much, Isaac near Bob Bull, our producer on the desk today. There is one more news item, and it's a stolen car.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
So yesterday at around 4 a.m., this car was stolen from the Shibby's warehouse in Harmon. I'm just going, I believe the license plate is OR.1308. It is a non-tinted gray Nissan Versa. I'm just going to guess that if that sticker is removable, they took it off, or maybe they took off the door. I don't know. If the thief had any sense, then they would have repainted it, or it's not in an area where it's visible. But if you do see this car, if you do see that license plate,
If you see a Versa that has been spray painted, okay, guys, call it in. It might be the car.
especially if you just see some red or black spray paint
Right.
just on the front doors.
The stickers.
Yeah. Just call it in. Call it into the Guam Police Department. I believe the number is 671-472-8911. If you're lazy, just call 911.
Yes.
If you don't want to remember that phone number. But if you see this car, or if you suspect you've seen this car, call police because it was stolen yesterday morning at around 4 a.m. And thank you, Zach, for that reminder about this. When we come back from this short commercial break, we will bring you a bunch of birthdays, tax refund information, and the maiden voyage of the APL Oceania.
Bottom line is we're gonna make you a better person. You're gonna be healthier and fitter than you were before.
And welcome back for effective July 13 for everybody that filed their taxes on or about May 4, on or before May 14, 2023.
And they're error-free.
And error-free. You're getting paid.
You should have already been paid, actually, your tax refund by
so
this
it's
time.
either, no, I think
It takes longer?
Yeah.
Even with direct deposit?
Even with these, it's longer. So
really?
that's what I'm saying. This era after COVID, we don't really know. You know, like they just say, yeah, we did it. You're gonna get it when you get it. You know.
They shouldn't announce it if it's not going to be like within a couple of days.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not.
That drives
Maybe
people
7
crazy.
to 10 days. People are going to the mailboxes, checking it.
Oh
but
my
it is
gosh.
processed. You're gonna get it. It just don't know if you're gonna get it in 1 week
That
or
is
2 weeks.
horrible.
It is. It is.
That's horrible to do it like that.
No joke. So
Are you for real?
Yeah. Yeah. It says tax year 2022 and prior error-free returns.
Can you imagine all those people who have some bills to pay? They're telling the bank, like, oh, I just got the news that I filed my tax refund before May 14,
Yeah.
and so I'm getting a tax refund. And then 5 days
I'm not worried about
later-
the bank. It's like the kids, like, don't worry, we're gonna get our tax, guys. We get to go to Onward, or we get to go to, wherever.
See, this is why I'm not a parent,
Yeah.
because I'd be like, shut up, kids.
No. I like doing things with the kids. Well, so yeah, you'll be getting it. So I've noticed as well, you receive it in the mail before direct deposit. I don't know why that's backwards. It should be the other way around, but it's not.
Yeah, that's weird. That's
Yeah.
a DOA thing, not a rev and tax thing, right?
Before we move on to what's next, the birthdays, right?
No,
What?
APL Oceania.
Oh yeah, go for it. Go for
Yeah,
it.
okay, so today at 10 a.m. There was I think it's a christening ceremony or something. I don't know, but this is the APL Oceania.
Mm-hmm.
It has made its maiden voyage to Guam. Congratulations, APL.
Carrying all kinds of steps. What
Yeah.
does that mean? Maiden voyage. What
Its
is
first,
that? Oh, cool.
its first voyage or something like that.
Nice.
Maiden. I think maiden's like another word for virgin, right? Like, so maiden voyage is first time.
Oh, it is.
Whatever. Yeah, she's being
Christian.
Yeah.
Kristen.
knocked up on Guam. That's what's happening.
Congratulations,
The
APL.
ship is in.
Yeah, the ship is in.
You wanted to say something
yes,
before the release?
I do. So, my family and I, we went to a hotel.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful hotel. We had a great time. And on Sunday, you know, it's time to pay up. And I kind of like feel like as a local, I think we're treated like second-class citizens compared to
The tourists.
yeah. So like I don't know if we have any incentives or how this might be able to work, but I'm pretty sure I'm not the only local that feels this way.
This is a customer service issue for
No,
sure,
it's
right?
no. The hotel was wonderful. I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
about money. I'm talking about families that local families, like the military, the rates for the military are so much cheaper than local rates.
Oh.
You know, like I feel like us as locals, we should have, because we have to save our money to get to spend 2 days in Tumon at the beautiful beaches and enjoy the water park, and the money that we have to spend as locals, you know,
While everybody else gets the discount?
yeah, like I love the service at the hotel we were at was wonderful. Like the bar, the food, we paid for 2 nights, 2 rooms. We didn't even get free breakfast, complimentary breakfast. We had to, when we went to go eat, we had to pay for that in the hotel. And I just wanted to like put it out there, like this is crazy. You know, us locals, even with our wages and all of that, like how do we not have incentives? I'm not asking for it. It's just really weird.
And especially when you consider that it was the local community that was propping up the hotels
Yeah.
during the non-tourism.
So I think I want to
pandemic
talk to
season.
Governor Gutierrez and ask him if we can figure out a program for us locals. You know, we're not asking for the whole hotel, but at least a certain percentage a month given back to the. I'm not asking for free, but come on.
Why does everyone else get a discount but the locals?
Yeah,
is what
so
you're
like
saying.
even if you're a tourist, you don't you buy a package, and that package per person or whatever, you get all these things. You get to ride this, you get to go here. All of them are on the list of free food. Like you go there, you tell them your room number, and it's free.
Yeah.
Me as a local, I didn't get that. You know, and I just feel like I think we should. I want to fight for us, because the one weekend we get to spend at the hotel for the year, we save that money.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
Yeah. That was my
Good issue to bring up with Governor Gutierrez.
My rant for.
I'm sure he's listening actually, or if he's not listening already, he'll hear about this and he'll watch this. So
Yeah,
thank you
yeah.
for bringing it up. And at that hotel, there was a wedding that we attended.
Yes.
And so it was a beautiful wedding that happened at St. Anthony Church, followed by a reception in the evening at one of the hotels.
Of course, I was like right when everybody walked in. I missed the bride walking in and all of that, but I was doing the first reading. But I made it for the reading.
But congratulations to now Mr. and Mrs. Chris and Marissa Eustachio. This is Chris's wedding dance with his mother.
With his mommy, my sister. Yeah.
Oh, there might be copyrighted music in the background of this. We took out the music. Okay, thank you. It's the song and Daddy something something.
Yes.
And you know the song?
Yes.
And in the background you
It
can
was
see
beautiful.
Marissa and her father. This was the bride's first dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bride and
Mom
the
is
groom.
crying.
Yeah.
There are a couple of pictures that we sent to her. But congratulations, Chris and Marissa, on your
I love you, my
wedding
boy.
bliss.
Yes. And Marissa is one lucky lady.
Yes, she is. And she was beautiful that day.
Yes.
Oh my God. I mean, she is beautiful, but yeah, she's a beautiful bride. We have a couple birthdays. Happy birthday to Leilani Paredo of Jotnia, now a resident of Saipan. Happy birthday,
Happy
Lonnie.
birthday, Lonnie. I
And
know Lonnie. We were friends in middle school. We went to
Okay,
Agada
cool.
together.
Oh, she's our age?
Yeah, happy birthday, Lon.
Happy 43rd or 44th birthday, Lonnie, if you're our age. I know your age. And happy 52nd birthday to our other friend, David Crisostomo, who no longer is on Guam as well. But
What's up, Dave? I know Dave too. Happy birthday. I hope you're partying.
he lives in New York City, so it's going to be a party at Times Square or something like that. So I guess his birthday would be tomorrow in America, but today on Guam where he was born. Thank you all so much for joining us. This is a wrap for us this morning.
Wait. My cousin Rod.
Okay. Is it his birthday?
His mom passed away yesterday.
Oh my gosh,
Yesterday
I'm so
evening.
sorry.
I will get pictures and we'll do a obituary.
Yeah, I'm so
but
sorry.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Rod. I love you, Cuzzo. I love you, Auntie Norma. Rest in love. She was a great auntie. Of course, me and Rodney were the same age.
Rodney's your first cousin.
My first cousin. My mom and his dad are brothers and sisters. But Auntie Norma, you know, if Rod's in trouble, I'm in trouble, and most of the time I get Rodney in trouble. So that lady, she didn't mind spanking.
Eric is saying yes.
Yes.
He's
So
going back down.
Rodney, we love you. I will come see you today. And I'm so sorry. And rest in love, Auntie Norma.
I'm so sorry, Rodney. We love you. Thank you so much for joining us for this Monday, July 17, 2023 edition of our 10 a.m. show of Kandit News. You all have a wonderful day.
Ilinala Ipalawan, Sinyabula, Minaletnya, Agan Bravo, Itata Taunya.
Yet cervical cancer continues to pose a constant risk to women today due to low awareness.
Cervical cancer pasiye masek wan matan sa kontilogin yaki. Fingom somono, pap smear and HP vaccination isa na kashing tilogin ya.
Dapat ko radil amla mugar. Yago mga laklangan radil. Nagtamarera rin mo raw usong ala. Yang raw guru la. Ramak nitalakta. Raktel umaralir.
Ang mga babaeng may edad 21 pataas ay kailangang magpabaptist kada 3 taon.
Sa dating na sontartua, lari sa kwano, anana natogin sila ng HPV.
Ewo fesin, todo kuwan foundation. Ato geriawak na test, may oposud, ewa semwet HPV. Eri fefire sa rifirifit, iya patufit singeriare pagi. Ekari ni sa kaor, dari tentu burut, nanabut, may apatsakurel fefil medicine. Kirisam.
Tampakatilin cervical cancer arangan prevent na from notification moving yal mahabi unkotafulaika cervical cancer.
Ara ko min matan fokokos.
Be a well woman.
Mga pakla ba tingil?
Tufno kada pinipin ang raiwege da health rodad.
Piyata li kailan na.
Dangin meggat itataw tanya.
Maging malusog po tayong mga kababaihan.
Kitsvepi si puede petiveteresi Torres sawal yeriri sits puede papatsakut.
Take the first step to becoming a well woman and call Todu Guam Clinic today at 671-649-TODU to schedule an appointment.
I feel that this environment is for anybody that wants to try something new. Whether it is CrossFit or powerlifting, we offer a safe space for someone who's never been athletically inclined to try something that they've never done before.